All right. Hello, everyone. We're live. Hey, Tilting. Nice to see you. We have, we on the stage, we have Ook, Blarg, and Stevo for now.
G'day, g'day.
How you doing, everybody?
Can you hear us, Blarg?
Yep, well, yes, I could, but I was muted. So,
Okay.
hey, good start, everybody.
Yeah. I don't have my headphones on, so I'll mute whenever I'm not speaking just so that there's no background.
Yeah, I
Looks like I did hear some. Blarg, maybe it's your background.
Yeah,
But anyway, yeah, welcome everyone to the start of the July 19th live stream. The title of this live stream is Send the Coldplay Kiss Cam footage to Pam Bondi to make it disappear. So we'll talk about a couple things, including the whole Coldplay Kiss Cam thing. Oh, bless you, I guess.
excuse you, block.
um, and then we'll also talk a little bit about I guess a little bit about Trump and his I guess a little bit of well, not a little bit, but a lot of trying to kind of throw people off of the whole Epstein thing. And we'll also talk a little about that world's highest IQ guy. I think some of his story is starting to unravel, and we'll kind of go over a little bit of that. And anything else? I did have someone who had reached out to me on Twitter and said he was interested in talking to us. It was a guy who supposedly voted for Trump 3 times, but I think with the whole Epstein thing, he was, I guess he's changing his mind somewhat. I'm not sure. And he hasn't responded, even though he had actually reached out to me first to say that he was willing to have a discussion here. But we'll see if he comes on. If not, he can come back next week. So with that said, how is everyone doing? How was your week?
Bloody good. Except my cat has now decided that it's going to be a scarf.
It's going to be a what?
A scarf.
Oh,
He climbs up onto your shoulder, and just like a minx muff or whatever they were called back in the day, drapes himself over your shoulder. I can actually cook a whole dinner with a cat on my shoulders. He's very warm though.
Well, you got a heated towel around your neck.
Yeah, he just melts onto your shoulders, and it's sort of like, all right. Crystal tried doing the vacuum cleaning with him there, and he sort of, no, I don't want to get off. So he bit her ear, and she had stop it. But yeah, he's now suddenly decided he's a piece of clothing. Mad bastard. Oh, I also learnt that I have to shut the door when I go to the toilet now. Otherwise, I'm in danger of peeing on the cat's head.
I was just thinking maybe he'd developed a prickly interest in some low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Oh.
I also wanted to, if I'm going for a bowel movement, I actually really have to shut the door because I'm there with my trousers at my knees. Next minute, a little head pokes through the door and goes, yeah, and then jumps on my lap. And okay, this is dangerous. Yeah, but I've taken to sleeping in boxer shorts now. 40 odd years of sleeping naked, and now we've got a cat that, no. So it's been pretty good.
you wonder why, are they like maybe drawn to the smell or something? It seems like a lot of cats do that.
I don't know. I think it's to do with the sound of maybe running water. Because he does the sort of same, we got him a little pet fountain water recycle thing, and he does the same thing with that. He just sits there and plays with the water all day. And
With with those things, if you ever have the fountain dye, it's just going to be the little pump. Those are much cheaper to buy. You can get replacement pumps rather than buy
Yeah,
a new fountain.
yeah.
We've got one.
They'd be the same as a fish tank pump, wouldn't
Yeah, they in fact exactly are a fish tank pump.
they? Yeah, I thought that because I buy a lot of stuff off AliExpress. It's a website for Chinese manufacturers, so you can buy one or you can buy 200, and they really the exact same model pet fountain to buy in Australia at an Australian pet store. You're looking at $160, $180. I had to wait 3 weeks and I paid $40 for the exact same machine. I try and buy Australian where possible, but honestly, it's, when you're on a fixed income, you can't, every penny helps.
Yeah, in the US, there with the tariff, I
Oh,
guess
shit,
it'll get a
yeah.
little bit more expensive. But I mean, even with like whatever much tariff that they put in, there's still going to be a lot of things that are cheaper. But it'll obviously be more expensive.
Yeah,
And I think like with Temu, which is like the other kind of source of a lot of cheap Chinese things,
yeah.
it's I think there's like a special tariff, or at least that was there. I don't know what the current status is with these the tariff discussions.
I was, no, oh, yes, that's what it does. Somehow I got looking at sex toys and BDSM equipment and everything on this thing, because if you go into a sex shop, adult toys are so expensive.
Well, this channel just took a left turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah. But
Well, it's only for the quality ones. If you're okay with the cheap stuff.
cheap stuff, yeah. But I worked it out to the best home dungeon I ever went to. And I'm end up making some stuff for this guy. But you could have the best dungeon BDSM sex room in Australia for under 10 grand. And what you do is you hire it out for parties. That's what a mate of mine did.
Okay,
And
I want to know like what the sample size is when you say it's the best. Best out of like 2 or best out of like 200 that you've been to?
maybe 300.
Are you
Wow.
serious?
Holy. Oh.
I was a wild boy in my youth.
There's nothing wrong with that, but wow.
No, but still 300. Like in Australia, right? This is just in Australia.
Oh, and
two
in England, and we didn't go to a BDSM club in the States. We went to a swingers thing, which was horrible. We only stayed about half an hour, and I pissed off. Yeah, it's fun and games, but yeah, you could, for under 10 grand, you could have the best sex room in Australia. And what you do is you put on some nibblies, supply the drinks, no alcohol, of course, and tickets are $50 a head. You make quite a bit of money.
Well, so it depends on what you mean by head, because that's either one times or
there's 2 heads, yeah.
Oh, well, double the fun.
It is. Sorry, we got sidetracked there. Steve-O, how was your week?
Wait. All right, so Steve, also under 300, right? That you've been to?
Yes. I can't say I've really been to anything like that now. My life's pretty dull, unfortunately. But yeah.
Okay, wait. So Blarg, there's at least over 300 sex dungeons in Australia. How many of those have you gone to?
Hang on, let me count. None.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Just had to make sure I counted them all up correctly.
So
Yeah.
basically, Ook probably has gone to all of them.
At least
Just-
twice, probably.
Yeah,
Just
at
to
least
try. It's
Yeah,
one of those.
I noticed Craig Kelly jump into the thing just in time for this conversation. I'm like, oh,
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
you just go, what the frick did you walk in on?
You
Come
don't
on,
want to know. You don't
it's
want to
Luke
know.
we're talking about. We're talking about sex dungeons and which ones are the best,
Yeah.
Yeah,
as we normally do.
If you
Yeah,
buy
but-
one of those, like a rotary fucking machine,
Oh,
a rotary.
the rotary
Just
action,
imagine
it's not a
that for a
rotary
while.
motor, rotary action puck machine. For a semi-decent one, Australian dollars, you're looking at about $700. Go to the Chinese people and you end up with, oh, I can get one the multiple speeds and the stroke. So you can have up to a 6-inch stroke down to a 1-inch stroke. I can get that for under $100 shipping. Yeah,
well, that's definitely a bargain there.
it is. And having
I think I'm going to
tried
go
to
out and get
make
3.
one of those,
Yeah, I mean, you're basically losing money not to buy it from the Chinese.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, too right.
That's the
And
truth there.
yeah, it's just amazing. But the sex sells. There is money. I had a very lucrative side business in Townsville, where I would go. Being Queensland, you couldn't have X-rated videos. They were very hard to get. So in the Australian Capital Territory, where our capital is, Canberra, they're allowed X-rated videos. So me and a mate used to go down there in the F100, fill the bed up with X-rated videos, drive it back into Queensland, back to Townsville, and I had a mate who was on disability allowance because he'd lost half a foot. We got a little Suzuki van, filled it with the X-rated pornos, put an ad in the paper, video exchange. You couldn't sell them, you'd go to jail. But if you rented them, like an exchange, one video for one video, $2 or whatever, put what you can afford in the jar, you wouldn't get nicked. I ran that, or my mate did, for 5 years, and it was enough to buy me a house, one of my houses. Sex sells.
Yes, it does.
Wow.
How was Blog's week?
So, Blarg, yeah, tell us how your week has been.
Oh, well, about time I changed the tone because, well, a bit of whiplash for tone here. One of my good mates' brother passed away suddenly.
Ooh.
So that was quite a surprise. The guy's only 53 and had a stroke, and they turned the machine off later on that evening. So that came as a hell of a surprise. But yeah, so she hasn't been doing too well out of that. But yeah,
Yeah, I would definitely recommend, especially men, for that they get their physicals and also they get their cholesterol checked. I had high cholesterol and I had sort of ignored it, and it got to the point where one of my arteries got like 95, or some high percentage blocked, and luckily I like kind of detected it because I got like winded fairly easily. So so I went into for an angiogram, and they basically did an angioplasty right there, just because it was so blocked. But if I hadn't, paid attention, it could have caused a heart attack. But at the same time, I didn't pay attention to the fact that I had high cholesterol, and the doctors had recommended, well, you should take some statins and all that, and I figured, hey, I'm active and all that, and I'm not like really really horrible in terms of my diet, so I should be okay, and I had just sort of ignored it. But yeah, definitely don't ignore it, especially when you get to that age.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. This was apparently something he sort of should have known was about to happen because he had apparently catastrophically high blood pressure, like as in his kidneys were fucked as well. As a result of high blood pressure, but he was a person who didn't believe in modern medicine. It was, I'll go to the Chinese medicine place and get something and treat it there myself. And you just go, you can't treat high blood pressure with Chinese medicine. You can't treat anything with it. The stuff that works is called medicine, and the other stuff is what you get at a Chinese medicine shop.
And
So
also, ivermectin won't treat this.
no. So he was in hospital apparently for a couple of weeks, for the last couple of weeks, as a result of having a blood pressure of 240 over 180. And if anyone knows what
Wow.
how
Yeah.
that number is,
The 180 is a killer right there.
yeah, yeah, that's the sort of number that says if you don't get it under control, your life expectancy is 2 weeks. And yeah, he lived 2 weeks.
I mean,
So
you would think that if you got that reading at a doctor's office, they would have immediately like hospitalized you, wouldn't they?
he was in hospital for almost the whole time, and he released himself 2 days before he died.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and you just go, and it's not like this guy's not a smart guy. He's an engineer. Um, yeah, we did electrical engineering a couple of years before I did it. So yeah, and I did well. I went and did physics, and that's how I knew his sister. We did our physics degrees together, and then I went back and did engineering later. But yeah, he's a smart guy. But when it come to looking after himself, oh, fucking idiot. Like, honestly, that's the sort of shit that's just stupid. There's no excuse for that in this in this day and age. It just
And
pisses me off that
and
yeah, and then it just tears up the family when this happens.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. You got to think of the people left behind when it could have probably got 20 more years out of.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah,
If he'd gone and taken his bloody blood pressure tablets, accepted medicine, that's it, just some blood pressure tablets, and his kidneys would have been fine, and he wouldn't have been, yeah, he wouldn't have had a artery burst in his skull that killed him almost immediately.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, that's really the danger of the anti-science sentiment, especially
Yeah,
in the US and with RFK Jr., because there are people who will doubt science and medicine. And I mean, for me, I doubted it, even though I obviously follow, or I believe, not believe, but I accept science. I mean, so there's still a barrier, like especially for men, I think, in terms of seeking out medical help as well as mental help, but medical as well, where they just won't go in to see the doctor. Nope, someone's roboting. Were you trying to say something, Luke or Blarg?
Oh, it was
oh,
just started to hear. I was just getting sort of rather than anything coming through from you, QC. So
I
wasn't
think
sure
that
whether
was
that
my
was my
cat.
end or your end that was losing speed.
No, my
Oh,
cat turned my mic on. That was me.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Oh
I see.
man, you've
That's
been having
exactly
a
right.
rough. You've been having a rough time lately with I found um, the amount of funerals that I get invited to has increased. As soon as you hit 50, it seems to go up exponentially, which is a bugger. But such is life.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah. So Tuna Man had a pretty high blood pressure, 228, 140.
yeah, and yeah, that's exactly right. Hospitalize, picks that shit up quick. You do not want to live with that because you will not live long with it.
Yeah, one thing is like once you're on the statins, I think you're pretty much on it for life. You really can't control the cholesterol. Your body really seems to no longer be able to control cholesterol.
I've been on statins since I was 22. They did a blood test on me. I was doing a full physical for the mines and found out how there's good cholesterol and bad cholesterol? My body doesn't make the good cholesterol at all. So I need the statins to actually give me good cholesterol. Yeah, I've never been overweight, no diabetes ever. My body doesn't. It's all part of a thing they think, Pink's disease. It's something you get. It's basically heavy metal poisoning in vitro, so in the womb. And Mum worked at Mount Isa, which is the world's largest nickel, copper, and I think about the fourth largest silver mine in the world. So yeah, it being around heavy metals, pregnant women don't do it. Yeah, you get lots of strange genetic things pop up. Weird.
Yeah.
Just with Tuna Man's comment there about without medical insurance and couldn't do anything about it for 6 months, that shit pisses me off. You know, America's the richest country on the planet, the richest country that's ever existed, and that shit is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and the
Highest
bill
in
that they passed pretty much removes a lot of the I mean, it doesn't yeah, it definitely cuts funding, and it will kick, like, I think estimated, like, 10 or 12 million people off of Medicare, Medicaid. I mean, that's for some people, that could be a death sentence.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
scares me because my mother is
for a
on
lot of people.
Medicare.
Yeah, it absolutely pisses me off. I only recently took up taking a statin about 6 months ago. The It had been a little while, so I went and got all my tests, and the doc's like, look, your cholesterol's not terrible. Um, if you didn't have the world's worst family history of heart disease, it'd be fine. But I have the world's worst family history of heart disease, so yeah, I went and decided, yeah, it's probably time to do something about that. So yeah, went on it. But yes, in my family, basically, I'm about the age where nobody in my family makes it past. So yeah, I'm 2 years older than my mum when she passed, and all of my uncles on her side, and there were six of them on her side of the family, were all dead before they were 55 from heart disease,
Wow.
which just yeah. And my brother, he had a different sort of heart disease issue, but he passed away when he was 36 from having an oversized heart and went into fibrillation. So you just go, yeah, literally everybody. And then over on the other side of the family, they have artery hardening issues. So you go, oh, wonderful. What a great family history. So,
Man.
but all going well. I've seems like I've managed to dodge so far dodge all of those bullets from both sides of the family. So, which I'm pretty happy about. So,
Yeah, I mean,
guess I
it's amazing what modern medicine can do, if you believe it, right? If you, don't
yeah.
deny it.
Well, I've spent pretty much my whole adult life going to gyms and working out reasonably well, so that helps. But like my father, um, we went and got a calcium score. I don't know if people know what calcium scores are, but basically, it's a very low intensity CT scan of the heart, and in that process, they can measure the calcification of the coronary arteries, and the score goes from 0 up to about 4,000. and the first time Dad did that, he got a 1,500. So that's put him in the like the top, as in the bad end, the top end, sort of top 5% for people his age.
Yeah.
So that's terrible. And then 6 months later, he went and did it again. See how he was going. He got a 3,600.
Holy
So yeah, so he'd almost maxed out the score by that point, which made his doctor panic and throw him in hospital and fly him to Brisbane to get the heart specialist down there to do something. And I'm like, I don't understand why they're doing this. Because it wasn't causing him any grief, but it wasn't a process they could do anything about. And then when I get down there, the doctor's like, I don't know what the doctor thought, your doctor thought was we were gonna be able to do. You can't stent an entire heart, and it wouldn't help anyhow. It'd be like trying to bore through a mile of, if you just filled all of the pipework in your house with concrete, let it set, and then try to work your way through that. You can't. So yeah, it's a terrible sort of a situation. But yeah, that was over on my dad's side. But when I got mine done, I had a 0. So it put me in the lowest category for people in my age group. So in the bottom 25%.
Yeah,
So
so definitely, men should take care of their heart.
look after yourself
Yeah, look
and
after
pay
yourself. Yeah.
attention. Yeah. But I have the bonus of living in a country that has a pretty good health system.
Yeah.
It's not the world's best health system, but it's as far as the issues that tuna had. There's just no way that would be a problem in Australia. You would get that fixed. The medications necessary to bring it down, they're all on what we have is what's called the pharmaceutical benefit scheme, and essentially all medications the vast majority of medications people take in Australia are subsidised.
It's up to it's. I was talking to the chemist the other day when I get my drugs refilled. It's 83% according to him. Common medicines that Australians take are covered under the pharmaceutical benefits, and it's only $7.50 for a script. An example, one of the cortisone creams that I have to rub into my feet, without the pharmaceutical scheme, would be $90, and with it, it's only $7.40. I think $7.40 or $7.50. So yeah,
Yeah. Here's
no
here's
one's
the
going to. Yeah, sorry, Blake. I was just going to say no one's going to die by not having the meds.
in Australia. No, you're
Yeah.
not. Also, if there's what's called a safety net as well. Once you've spent a certain amount of dollars on meds, all the rest are free. So yeah, once you got to that point, so meds are free once you've spent a certain amount. So to make sure that no one dies for lack of common medications. So yeah, that's an extremely good thing that I like. But also, I have the benefit, I suppose, of having a reasonably good financial situation. So can afford also the extra bits and pieces of that. Yeah, I can make choices about what to do with my health, so that helps as well. But yeah, get into it and don't ignore it. Don't don't think that alternative medicines can help, because alternative medicines are the medicines that haven't been demonstrated to do anything. Otherwise, they'd be called medicine.
All right. Well, moving off of old men talking about medicine that they were taking, uh, I wanted to talk. So I occasionally still get people, coming in either on the YouTube comments or on Twitter, with this whole Andrew Wilson thing. Uh,
Ah, geez, they're
you know,
desperate
it's
pricks, aren't they?
It's so funny when I mean, it's like, they kind of feel I'm not sure if they're thinking that they have to white knight him or something, or they've taken offense at me expressing my opinion. But I mean, one thing is like, so whenever someone uses the R slur, this is basically what I give back. And sometimes I won't even like say anything, but like this is like, again, expressing my opinion, and that was his whole thing. And I question whether this changed because of his whole humiliation after being unable to open a
Fine,
jar
sorry,
lid.
we couldn't find the pickle jar.
I'm going to just mute this, but I was just kind of play it in the background. But this is him just getting emasculated, and I would think like that would be so embarrassing, such an embarrassing situation. And but these guys are still kind of and I'll bring up a post I put in. They're still simping for a guy who can't even open a pickle jar, and just because I expressed my opinion. So I thought that was funny. The other thing I wanted to share was like this guy who was in the comments of the last live stream, and he started with this. That was pretty bad, little man, and I had no idea what he was talking about. And Blarg, it seems like you didn't either. Um, so he kind of goes on, and the funny
He
thing is,
doesn't, he doesn't appear to know what he was complaining about,
well,
Yeah.
because
that's the thing, yeah,
that's the sum total of his complaint was bad. What was
yeah. It's
bad?
just, oh,
Who
it
was
was bad.
bad? Not even sure which one, because there were six of us in the stream. Which one is the little man who was bad? He couldn't even get that.
And it's this stream and all of them in it. All of, I guess, all the
So
family.
he's trying to pull the guilt by association bullshit. Yeah, kiss my ass.
But I was just kind of like, okay, if you want to just like add to the engagement, that's fine. Thanks for watching. And he wants me to improve the stream, I guess, and without even saying what the issue is, improving the craft. uh, because if not, there is no reason to watch. And of course, I'm sure he won't watch anymore, and that's fine. But like, why bother coming on? And he like kept on posting over and over on this, and then it got to the point where it was like, oh yeah, this thing, uh, you'll need to follow God for me to even consider it. So it
What?
his issue was that I didn't disprove God, which is like, the whole stream wasn't. We didn't even like. I don't think so. I don't remember us. We definitely didn't like get to a discussion of a disproof of God, right? At least in the stream, we didn't say, okay, here's what would prove against would be a proof against the existence of God, but um, yeah, he just keeps, your inability to disprove God. Uh, I mean, I guess I mean, I was thinking maybe we could have a stream where we kind of talk about I mean, lack of proof slash the proof against the existence of God. I actually, I mean, I have a more of a hardline stance, a hard atheist stance that God doesn't exist, and more of um, my stance would be that God doesn't exist unless there's evidence for it. Just kind of like, we all, have a stance that, Santa Claus or Leprechaun and all those things don't exist unless there's evidence for it. So I'm okay with having that hardline stance, and I can talk about, what my reasons are for getting to that, taking that stance. But you know,
But the triomni God is trivially easy to disprove.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
very much.
Actually, I think we did talk about
We
that,
did
right?
do
About
that
the triomni.
Yeah,
previously.
yeah.
Triomni, and I posted up if I remember correctly, I posted up the my version of the problem of evil. That doesn't even require a triomni god. You just need a dual omni god that is just generally benevolent. You don't need omnibenevolence, and it disproves. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
ridiculous.
logically, it can't be possible with the omni properties.
Yeah, not in a world that we observe.
Yeah.
Yeah, where there's unnecessary suffering.
So I basically
And
called him out
if
on,
you have omnis, all suffering is not necessary.
yeah. So, I mean, I basically called him out because, like, he's just on here, just kind of whining, right? About just because, we quote unquote didn't prove God, that was not good enough for him. So I guess he's only going to go watch streams where atheists are proving God on every, or disproving God on every stream. So at this point, I really didn't have anything to really say about him except to just call out that he's here kind of, crying. And he says, Copapa, and why can't you face me here? Yeah, you can come and face me here. And of course, like every other kind of coward, when he says here, he means in the comments. But he won't come on this stream that, he's crying about in the comment section. It's just so typical of these Christians. Oh, did I make a rapture comment?
I
Maybe I
think
did. I
I
mean,
think you did, but I can't remember what exactly you said.
and if anything, it was probably just like a passing comment, just kind of making fun of people who think that there is a rapture.
No, it came up because remember I said that a Florida boy wouldn't, Florida Gump
Oh,
wouldn't be on,
Oh
that the
yeah.
yeah,
rapture would happen first.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was the joke
yeah.
before Florida boy would finally reach puberty and grow a pair. So yeah, we did get to rapture that way. You're right, Craig.
Yeah, I guess.
Mhm.
Which takes us to the other topic that I wanted to discuss. This guy Kim Young Hoon, or the the highest IQ record holder. I mean, I don't have you guys seen the video where he posted to make an argument for the existence of God?
I have heard about it, but I have not seen that yet.
I mean, it was like a short thing he posted on Twitter, and it was like very pedestrian apologetics. That wasn't any better and even worse than most of the stuff that we've all probably seen. So you see a guy like that, posting this kind of very banal apologetics, and it's very obvious to me that this guy does not have an actually like amazingly high IQ.
But
Um,
even if we grant that the person has the world's highest IQ, let's grant he has 1,000
mhm.
IQ
Yep, yep.
for shits and giggles. That doesn't mean you know shit. So you can make the stupidest argument. We, you know, we're just talking about a person who made stupid decisions and thought he knew what he was doing, and it killed his health. And he was a really smart guy.
Yeah.
Smart doesn't equal wise. It helps, but it doesn't equal it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like saying that, oh, I have a V8 engine and therefore I am currently moving at 190 miles per hour. Why? Why you're just sitting there, right? The IQ is more of kind of potential measure of your, I guess, brain power. It doesn't say anything about knowledge, and um, but it's still like if let's say this guy did have a high IQ, I do think that you know, if he were reading the Bible and was exposed to the different arguments that are there, which you would have to have in order to make an argument. Uh, if you had high enough IQ, I think you sort of realize how bad the apologetics are, and how bad the claim for the existence of God is. That it's not really held up by anything kind of rational or intellectual. That's not completely fallacious. So that's where I think if anyone who has pretty high IQ, I think the chances are that they would be an atheist, and I think that's what we generally see. We see that people with higher education and as well as higher IQ do are more likely to be atheists than to be at least a Christian.
Certainly higher education. Just to answer Craig Kelly, who tested his IQ, I'm pretty sure it was trustmebro.com.
So that's what we're this is coming from a site called IQ, or someone created IQimposter.com to kind of address this. But ultimately, he may be a good test taker, and I think especially in places like Korea, um, eh, because I'm familiar with that culture. I think a lot of or a lot of kids grow up learning how to take tests, and they do well in taking tests. When I was in grad school, we would get grad students, from China with high, TOEFL scores, which is kind of what foreigners would take, non-English speakers would take for English proficiency. So they would have really high scores, and they couldn't really speak English. So they were able to pass and get high scores on these tests, even when they couldn't really speak the language. So I think someone who, especially if you had access to IQ tests, you could practice to get much higher score than than what your real IQ might be like. And that's why for most people, most people probably haven't even taken a real um, IQ test where like a psychiatrist would provide it, and it's not like the Trump IQ test where you have to recognize a camel. I mean, this is like pretty extensive testing, and most people are not exposed to it, and it's generally not available online. You would kind of have to be in that, uh, I guess, industry, in psychology, to even get access to it, and it's not cheap. You would have to, um, you'd have to pay for it or have some other way to get it, and so if you had like constant access to that, you could like keep taking that test over and over, and I think you could score higher, but it's not this testing isn't just from the standardized testing. So this is where this point one comes from. So most standardized IQ testing use where like a standard deviation is 15 points. For these other ones, there's kind of sort of separate, more kind of not necessarily fringe, but there are kind of higher end scoring tests where the standard deviation is like 25. So that's where he gets 276. And that 276, even if it was genuine, really kind of translates to the standard 210. And that's what this one, this point number one is. Um, Most people use the standard deviation of 15. And when you translate that into what he claims into the standard deviation 15 score, is 210. But he hasn't even done this. It's not likely he even has 210. And like it says here, 210 is not a world record either.
Hmm.
I did send you guys the link to I think an Twitter thread where so a lot more people are kind of bringing up issues where all these kind of his claims that he's making about these IQ test scores are coming from. I mean, it ultimately comes down to trust me, bro, sort of thing, where they have these kind of all these like little groups that he refers to. There's sort of an incestuous relationship to that, where they all kind of support each other. So um, apparently, like the list of people who certify this, or organizations that he refers to, um, are not really valid. And also the Guinness World Record, he kind of, or World Book, he sort of like pretends that it's like they've certified his score, but Guinness doesn't keep a record for the highest IQ anymore, just because it is so fraught with potential fraud.
Yeah.
No, well, that's exactly right. There was the woman. What was her?
Savant.
Yeah, who kind of broke it. That that was the straw that broke the camel's back on that one. There was a guy before that who the person in the book before that actually is a Queenslander from Rockhampton, in central Queensland, and yeah, he had run.
Denim, check shirts, cowboy hats, and Ugg boots. That's Rockhampton.
Well, in this case, yeah, he was genuinely tested, but yeah, he's a has a lot of other issues associated with. I assume he's on the ASD spectrum. So yeah, he did work out at the university for a while, but yeah, there's not much else going on with him. But yeah, that was it. They after those two, there were no more. So yeah, anyone claiming that they're in the Guinness Book of Records is lying. Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah, and this guy, this Dr. Butt, um, who's, I guess who's the one who created this test, the VNPT2 test. There's like sort of business relationships with Kim. Kim and Dr. Butt had business relationships centered around IQ testing. They served together on the board of several IQ organizations, and Dr. Butt had a job as an editor at the United Sigma Intelligence Association, a company founded and run by Kim. So it's definitely fishy. And
Very fishy.
yeah,
Nothing sus there.
yeah. Yeah, so there is no organization recognized as having the qualification authority to confirm the world's highest IQ score. The other one is his education. He tries to like kind of make it off as if he has like all this kind of educational bona fides, but he doesn't have any like graduate degrees. All he has, it seems like, is some a bachelor's degree in theology or something. It implies he has multiple academic degrees and that he has done significant graduate work. However, it seems that Kim has no graduate degrees and only a bachelor's degree in theology. Is this showing up? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, this guy really seems like he's grifting. And the thing is, and so ultimately this comes down to, it's one thing for some guy to just like claim to have the highest IQ, but he's basically using that highest IQ moniker to make claims like how about Trump and about God, the existence of God, and having all these Christians just going gaga because the man with the highest IQ said God exists, so therefore God must exist.
Yeah, well,
Does
you get the same thing. You get the same thing out of the people trying to say Einstein believed in God, therefore he must exist. And you go, oh, that is a hell of a stretch. Even if that was what Einstein actually said, then it's still a one person making a claim that he's not an expert in doesn't make it true. But also, yeah, that's not what Einstein said either. So they're desperate to get smart person. No, says X, therefore X is true. Just the most blatant appeal to authority you can get.
That's all they got to do.
So Craig makes a good question about, can areas of your IQ not be fluid? So the funny thing is, like, there's not even just like one type of IQ. There are a lot of different types of IQ. So you may have an IQ that maybe pretty high IQ in like math, for example, but you may not have a good high score on like practicals or things like let's say more of like softer sciences, or there's also like IQ in musical aptitude, etc. So there's kind of all these like different aspects of IQ, and that's where like an IQ score, um, just because you tested at some high level, even with like I think a legitimate test, doesn't necessarily mean that you know you're necessarily going to be like some genius or think better or whatever. It may be that on certain things you may be better or faster than others, but I kind of look at it as like, um, let's say you're just like muscle strength, and so you're able to defend yourself more or better, but their technology sort of breaks down those advantages. So no matter how big and strong you are, you aren't going it's going to be more difficult if the other person you're fighting has a gun. So I think, like, let's say you have an IQ where you have a really, really good memory and you remember a lot of different things, but we now have computers that can let you pretty quickly look up things, like especially with AI, where you could ask things and AI could essentially kind of do a lot of the recalling for you. There are a lot of things where I was in a lot of Twitter exchange about communism, and even though I had read, Marx, there are things that I didn't remember. But if I just do a quick ask AI, just a quick question of something about it that I remember, AI can just essentially jog my memory so that I can say, oh, yeah, that's what it was. Um,
It's like phone numbers. I used to remember phone numbers, no problem at all. Since the advent of smartphones, I couldn't even tell you my phone number. I have to put it on a label. I can't remember anyone else's phone number either because it's on the phone. It's crazy. That was it.
So this, I guess, is from a relatively recent post. So now he's saying that we're living in a simulation, uh, and like I this is the first time I'm seeing it, so I don't know what his evidence is or what his argument is, but just because he has a high IQ, he can't just make claims with no evidence and expect people to believe it because of his claim of high IQ.
Of course he can. And he has freaking millions of people who demonstrate the truth of that claim, because he just goes along and says, this is true. And all the people go, that smart guy said it's true.
And the blind
So it
leading the
must.
blind.
Yeah. Or the dishonest leading the blind.
That's better.
So Jesus is Neo in the Matrix.
Oh, Neo, yeah.
Well, I mean, the whole story, the Matrix story, does kind of hearken to some Christian themes. So
Yeah, except the people who live in the Matrix live in a reasonably okay world. People who get out of it live in a shithole. So heaven is a shithole in the Matrix. And remember the guy who wanted to go
Good
back in
point.
because he liked the taste of steak, even though he knows it's not real in the Matrix. But
Good
rather than
point.
living in the cold and eating slop.
And as they say, ignorance is bliss.
So yeah, heaven's cold and dark and dim and terrible in that example. Good work, Kim.
And I
yeah,
would say
and
you.
he's also like made claims. I mean, he's also done the Trump thing, right, where he says, um, that Trump is somehow a great president. No, actually, here, let me show this. Um, So to be honest, without Elon Musk, Trump is just a stupid. And so this was like in June of 2025. Stupid shit. If he keeps being stupid, Trump should be impeached. Highest 1Q record holder. So
Oh, he can't even get that right.
so he has the highest 1Q as well as the highest IQ. But then, like a little bit later, in July, it's like from the world's highest IQ record holder, I believe President Trump is the smartest president in American history, saved by God. I mean, if
Yeah,
I didn't know better, I would think that this was just
six
like
tweets.
sarcastic. This guy just like being a parody. Uh, I mean, for anyone to say that Trump is the smartest president in American history, I mean, it just beggars
Just
belief.
yeah, it's just absolutely freaking ridiculous. Go, oh, what about a cleaning? We could put it on the inside. That would work. Swallow the bleach.
Yeah. By the way, did you guys hear how Trump went and told a story about his uncle and Ted Kaczynski?
Oh
Just
yeah.
beautiful. The Ted Kaczynski, who no one knew about for uh, 10 years after Trump's uncle died. So either Trump's uncle was hiding Ted Kaczynski's true thing, and Trump knew it as well, and he was hiding a terrorist, or it's a complete lie. Actually, I'm not sure when Ted Kaczynski started doing his thing.
I
So
mean, it's
it
possible he
was,
started around that time or prior to
yeah, I'm not
that.
sure when the first of the Unabomber stuff started happening, but it was
Yeah.
not until was it '96 or something
Yeah.
that
I mean, at the
it
time,
was
no
found.
one knew it. I mean, up until, yeah, he didn't get fired. Kaczynski didn't get found out until after Trump's uncle's death.
For 11 years after Trump's uncle's death.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you see the question to Carolyn Levitt about that?
No, he didn't.
So someone pointed out this issue, and she got all snarky as fuck, and then and said, "It's a fact that Donald Trump's father was President Trump's uncle was at MIT."
Ah,
And go, nobody disputed that it was at MIT. But the fact that Ted Kaczynski didn't go to MIT and he wasn't known at the time that Trump's uncle was around, she just blazed past that. But unfortunately, you don't get a follow up question to say nobody disputed that. Answer the question we actually asked.
I mean, it is so bad. I mean, it's such a transparent deflection. You
Yeah,
know, uh,
the point to the one thing which wasn't a lie,
right.
which was that Trump's uncle was at MIT. He wasn't the longest serving person at MIT. He didn't have the degrees that Trump gave him. He was an engineer. Was his background not all the other stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you're
the
trying to say it was like a multiple type of engineer, like nuclear, electric, whatever. I don't remember exactly, but he was trying to build him up as this super intelligent man. Yeah.
Like, there's probably super intelligent. I suspect he was extremely disappointed with his dumb shit nephew
Oh.
because there's no way that a smart guy was going to miss the fact that his nephew's dumb as a post.
Craig said Ted sent his first gift in the mail in 1978.
So there you go. Thanks, Craig. Get
All right.
get the comments section to do the hard work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're just sitting back and reaping the benefits here.
Just shit, and then send it
It's
to the
Craig is the AI.
yeah.
So that's what Elon needs to do instead of getting that anime Annie girl uh, as the avatar for Grok. They need to have Craig Kelly be the one.
Actually, speaking of AI, did you see the announcements about Zuckerberg's plan to build an AI data center the size of Manhattan?
Oh
Oh,
no, really? Oh my gosh.
Five,
wow.
it's a 5 gigawatt. Um, what do you call it? 5 gigawatt electrical supply needed to
That
cover it, and then they
that's enough to like take you back in time.
yeah, and apparently the first one of these big AI data centers is meant to come online next year, but it's not the behemoth. The behemoth is called Hyperion, I think. And they overlaid its footprint on Manhattan, and it is 3/4 the size of Manhattan Island, and uses twice the power of Manhattan Island.
It's 1.21 gigawatts of electricity that you need to go back and
No.
count.
That 1.21, it's gigawatts in that
Gigawatts,
case.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. It's gigawatts, not gigawatts. What the hell is a gigawatt?
Who?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Curiously, that number, I think 1.21 giga electron volts, as opposed to gigawatts, is the energy of a annihilation of electron with a positron. It's the gamma ray that comes out of the
Okay.
annihilation. Yeah,
Wait,
if I
Oh,
remember correctly from my physics degree.
just a gamma ray?
Yeah, it's
I mean, there's
the energy of the
other
gamma ray.
energy that you get, right? Besides just the gamma ray. I mean, you get
Yeah.
other things produced from it, don't you?
Well, no, in that annihilation, it's total annihilation and conversion
Oh, it is. Okay.
to photons.
Okay.
So,
What's
and you
that?
can reverse that and have a gamma ray result in what's called pair production. So a pair of an electron and a positron
Mm-hmm.
gets formed. And that's usually as it's passing through a magnetic field, but it can happen at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So that was on purpose?
I don't know. It seems a little bit too...
Yeah, the number.
Yeah. But I love the gigawatts. Just
I
so
guess
good.
it may be that the original script had, GeV, the giga electron volts, but they said,
Yeah.
no one's gonna know what that means. Let's just
It
call it
could be.
gigawatt.
Yeah.
A little too technical there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then pronounce it wrong too. Just,
They
yeah,
probably
it's
say
lovely.
1.21 GeV or whatever. Yeah, but who knows?
Yeah. He might have just misspoke it. And they
Yeah,
went,
it's
oh, actually, we're
possible,
sticking
yeah.
with that. That is exactly right. We want that. We'll have that.
Well, or maybe when they were filming it, there wasn't really anyone around that said, "Oh no, you should pronounce it gigawatts." Kind of like no one says, "Hey, you should pronounce it a GIF, not a GIF." All right. The other item. So I presume most of you guys heard about this this Coldplay thing.
Oh yeah.
It's very good.
These two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
Uh-oh.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Oh. Gotta love it.
Oh, look
Gotta
at
love
these
it.
two.
Sorry.
All right,
They
come
were
on.
having
You're
an
okay?
affair.
Oh, what?
That's the
Either
CEO,
they're having
the
an
guy,
affair or they're
and
just
the
very
woman
shy.
is
So she's head of. I mean, they called her head of people or the chief people officer.
Yeah, she's HR.
Yeah. So, I hope companies stop calling their head of HR chief people officer because of this. I think that would be like the only positive thing we would get out of here.
She's an
but
officer for chief people.
so in this video when
Oh,
you
look at these two.
just gonna do this. So if they had just kind of played it cool and just kind of like maybe sort of together, sort of slowly turned around, maybe it wouldn't have gotten the attention that it gotten, right? Because it was
Yeah.
so obvious that something was going on when they
Yeah.
ran or turned away like that.
Yeah. If it just played like, oh, hey, we're just, having a good time. Yeah, whatever, It'd have
Yeah.
been okay, but they made that way too obvious.
Yeah, and there's some internet people who are saying that this woman is actually the second in command within the HR group. So, uh, this this woman, Kristen Cabot, if after she's fired, that she would be. I think her name is like Alyssa Starter or something. That she would then be the quote unquote chief people officer. But there's some disputes about that. Oh, and this is the guy, and he's officially resigned as of Saturday, so
Oh,
he's
I
no
didn't hear this
longer
part. Okay.
part of that. company. But yeah, this whole thing kind of took a life of its own. And like apparently there are like people in the LinkedIn for the company just like posting just crap about, about I'm just here for the comments. How was Coldplay with Coach Kristen? So
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just it kind of blew up, and it's obviously bad for the company. And they immediately sort of suspended him, and then now they're resigned. So um, I thought it was just kind of funny that something like this, just I mean, kind of random event that essentially like ruins someone's career.
Yeah, now I've heard this. I can't, don't take this as gospel, but I heard people say that this was an open secret in the office. Everybody knew about it. Nobody was shocked by it to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, I would believe that because I mean, especially I think if you are the CEO, uh, I think you do kind of have sort of an attitude of, well, what are you going to do? Fire me? And they won't until obviously it becomes something very public. Oh, and this is the husband of the woman, Kristen Cabot, and this is the wife, and their kid. Actually, I don't know if this is their kid or not, but she works with children, I think, in educational space. But the other kind of funny thing about this, and let me see if I can bring this up. So one comment I had was like, the only way that this could be more scintillating is if the company makes video cameras for concerts. That would be, I think, pretty funny if that was the case. And then the other funny comment is a lot of people ragging on Coldplay. That actually, here's a like another funny one. So doing like a Lego version of it. My first time
Oy vey.
seeing this one.
Uh,
Oh,
what? You could just
so
do.
funny.
You could just do about anything with that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of it, but the other thing is like, is there a more embarrassing concert to be caught cheating on your spouse than Coldplay? So so that's the real reason why they
I
kicked
know
him out.
no, I got one, a group that's more embarrassing than Coldplay. Getting caught cheating at a Wiggles concert.
Yeah, I actually thought about that because of the whole. I mean, when I was thinking about you guys because of the Australian thing, but yeah,
Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with that. I admit to it.
Oh, don't. Actually, no, I'll put a link in for the Wiggles so you can share in the horror that is and
so
still going.
when my daughters were little, they did watch Wiggles, so original Wiggles, right? Not the current one, and I mean, I think it wasn't like really horrible. The one I remember is the fruit salad, yummy yummy. I remember that song.
Yeah, once you hear a Wiggles song, it's in your brain forever.
Oh
It's like a
God,
malignant
I'm
cancer.
gonna suffer. I'm gonna suffer for the semi.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Oh, so
Oh
it
no.
wasn't 1.21. It was 1.022.
It was 1.21 picometers. But
Oh, with that wavelength. Oh, that's
yeah,
interesting.
it's close.
I,
But yeah, it's been a couple of decades since I did it, so there were a few cobwebs.
yeah, I think that is a proof of God, isn't it?
Must be.
Yeah, it's got to be. Really, you two? Come on. You can't say U2 is worse than Coldplay. By the way, I do like some of the
It
Coldplay
would
songs.
it would be pretty funny if someone else got caught at a U2 channel at a U2 concert, and then they're like, "Hey, those people got caught. You too."
And then Bono probably roast him to high heaven back. Mm.
As opposed to the Me Too movement, it's a U2 movement.
Yeah. Well, one thing I did sort of think about the Me Too movement when why wasn't this coming on? I have to. Oh, my screen sharing doesn't seem to be working anymore. It sometimes seems to happen where okay, here it is. So I was thinking about the Me Too movement with this whole Epstein thing, and I can't quite remember the connection, but I kind of feel like with with people sort of in the past getting caught with being caught up in the Me Too thing. Now, it almost seems like it's kind of a version of a Me Too for Trump. He's kind of caught in this scandal, and he's so desperately trying to extricate himself from it. It's just making it worse. So this is like one of it, where he's so stuck with Pam Bondi right now, where he has to say that she's doing a great job, and all the MAGA who are kind of going against Pam Bondi, as well as the deputy FBI guy, that Bongino guy, who essentially threatened to quit because of Pam Bondi not releasing the files. Um, it seems like Donald Trump is doing so much to try to protect Pam Bondi, as if, and then this is just kind of my conjecture, as if he had essentially asked Pam Bondi to shut this thing down, tell people that the Epstein list doesn't exist, and now that she's done this for him, he pretty much has to stick with her. He can't fire her or really do anything against her. But that's kind of my conjecture. What do you guys think?
They're absolutely boned. There's it's just been hilarious to watch the progression of this, because back before they were getting elected, it's sort of like, oh, this is part of the stop those evil Dems, and then they come in and they're like, oh, well, now we're going to fix it, and it's all going to come out, and yes, I've got it on my desk, and then then all of a sudden they pop out this, there's nothing to see, there's no more people, there's 1,000 victims, not 100 victims or 200 victims. So all of a sudden there's a lot more victims, but apparently it was just Epstein using them. Nobody else, none of the people who got on his planes, and none of the people in the folders that were on the shelves in his apartment when they raided it, none of that. So there's nothing to see here. But they're losing their mind. So there was no list, and then all of a sudden there is a list, but it was made by the Dems, and there is a list, but it's hoax. And
Well, not just the Dems, but Obama and crooked Hillary. It's like,
Brennan
come
and
on. It's like,
Comey, and he's
I mean,
playing his best hits.
Epstein was arrested during Trump's administration. And also he, supposedly killed himself while in Trump's administration.
Yeah. And they're like, why would you think that Trump has nothing to do with this, you dumb schmucks? He's a friend with the guy forever. It's his administration where he gets deaded in, and then doing their damnedest to not talk about it. And then there's that infamous interview with Fox and Friends, where he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll release that. Maybe there's some phony stuff in there," and you just go, "I don't want to, hurt people's lives." And you go, Trump doesn't give a shit about anyone's lives except his own.
That's right. Yeah, he could have like 1,000 innocent people. If he wasn't in it, he wouldn't have any problems with releasing it.
Yeah, not a little bit. He wouldn't care if Eric and bloody Don Jr. were in it.
Yeah.
It'd be out in an instant.
So a lot of the responses that I see MAGA make is like, well, Joe Biden had 4 years and he didn't release it during that 4 years. And what they don't seem to know is that, during most of that 4 years, like up until end of 2023, it was sealed by the courts because there were still litigation going on. It was even after Epstein's death, there was still kind of Ghislaine, and also I think there were like civil suits going on. So it was sealed during that time, and the courts actually started releasing parts of that file starting in 2024. So it's not like Biden was sitting on it and preventing it from getting released. And also, if you're saying that the list doesn't exist, then how can you say that Biden wasn't releasing it? And also, if it was created by the Dems and faked by the Dems, why wouldn't Biden release it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it was just created to make Trump look bad. To just go, yeah. So they created this thing and then disappeared it, and then left it for Trump to release it about himself. What logic?
Yeah, it makes no sense. But right now, the current deflection is based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein. I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. So, first of all, the grand jury testimony isn't going to say anything about, uh, y-
About all the
I
rest.
think, yeah. Uh,
Yeah, it had nothing to do with that. That's just Maxwell's grand jury, and they just needed to demonstrate that she um, did a thing that is what they're claiming she did. Only need one example of her getting a person who's underage, and they're done. They don't need to say it was for anyone in particular. Yeah, there's nothing to be had there.
Yeah, and also, just taking it, it's just ironic where, and I think Levitt also comes out and says, well, we have to respect the court. I mean, this is an administration that
It
cares
doesn't.
nothing about the courts.
Yeah, yeah. It's ironic they respect the court when it serves their purpose only.
Hypocrisy at its finest.
Yeah. The other thing which is interesting is that it's just a delay tactic because some of the talking heads who know their way around the law pointed out that nothing that's in the filing for the court hits any of the reasons for which a court would approve release of grand jury testimony. There's a certain set of reasons you can use to get grand jury materials released, and none of them are in the filing. So yes, the court's going to say no, or if it does say yes, then also there's that get out of jail free word there, pertinent. You go, wow, there's Trump's name in the thing, but that's not pertinent.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that out because who gets to decide what pertinent is? Pam Bondi.
Yeah, so this is all just kind of a way for them to just distract and say, see, I released the files, when it's really nothing. But
Yeah, all,
but the MAGA sphere does seem to have kind of torn itself in two about this. I think there are people who are sort of kind of thinking, this kind of smells fishy. They're waking up enough, or it's created a big enough of a cognitive dissonance that they can't keep both, support of Trump and, the idea that Trump is not in the Epstein files. They can't keep that in their head anymore. So they're still, they're starting to kind of come back and say, well, maybe Trump, is wrong, or suspecting that maybe, yeah, maybe it's because he is in the Epstein files.
Well, he's definitely in the Epstein files, and you see also he decided to sue the Wall Street Journal and go to
Oh
a
my
war with
god.
Oh
Murdoch.
yeah,
You just go, oh, beautiful! It's what you want to see with MAGA tearing himself apart from the inside, because there is no. This is absolutely stupid because you know what happens when you sue someone? Discovery,
Yep.
and yeah,
that's gonna work out for him.
But
yeah,
there
that's
are
going to work out
MAGA
bad.
who are now kind of shifting to saying, we shouldn't be so obsessed with the Epstein thing, right? It's like a complete opposition to what they've said previously. But
Yeah,
I think that's the kind of the marching order that they've received,
and
or
also
the
there's MAGA burning their hats.
yeah, there's that as well. I don't know how widespread that is. I mean, it'll be
Yeah,
interesting to
and
kind of
yeah,
see.
exactly. I don't know how widespread the other view is either.
Yeah.
So, but
N-
yeah,
Oh yeah, and I love how when I'm driving home, I usually listen to talk radio just because to hear the right side, see what they're talking about, and I hear some of these talking heads on the radio trying to justify everything about what Trump's doing, and I'm just like, how can you? You can't.
Oh, I don't know how many of this viewpoint there is, but there are some MAGA who are saying, well, even if he's in the files, he's still, getting rid of immigrants and, making other countries pay the
Yeah,
tariffs and
yeah,
basically like saying, well, he's doing all these things that I like, so
yeah,
I don't care if he was in the Epstein
yeah.
files.
Don't look here. Look over there. Just just shift your perspective
yeah.
over there, people.
When it was the idea that Dems were doing it, it was the most beautiful thing in the entire world for the MAGA group to get them damn Dems because that's they're evil, and then go, no, it's your cult leader who did it. Ah, well, in that case, it doesn't matter.
Well, so you know how Trump said that he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and he
Oh
wouldn't use a
yeah.
border?
Ironically, he was truthful about that.
Well, so I mean, so there are people who would essentially keep supporting, even if he was caught in the middle of Fifth Avenue molesting a little kid.
Yeah, with his pants down.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll be like, oh no, that's AI,
right.
or
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, they're just
here's
people
a
that are
thousand
full of
people
stuff.
with their phones recording it from 1,000 different angles, but oh no, that's 1,000 AIs.
And they all showing the same thing. Nope, that ain't happening.
Yeah, it was a little bit like the AI when they were talking claim of Kamala Harris's speech that she did next to the plane, and saying, "Oh, it's all that her numbers were blotted out by AI people in the
Oh
image
yeah,
that
right,
wasn't
right.
real." Remember that?
Yeah.
And you just go, "Yeah, that's why there's hundreds of people's videos of these from different angles because it was AI."
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Wait, what is this like? Oh, AliExpress.
What the? I don't even want to know what he just posted. I
Yeah,
already know where that's
I
gonna
know.
go.
That's just for blog.
I don't
Uh,
think I'm touching whatever that was.
Yeah. So yeah, when it's spread out like that, it's not gonna work, Ook. So
Yeah,
you
Isn't
can
it?
go to like tiny URL and convert that into like a short URL.
I'll find a picture of it somewhere.
usually all you're after is just that first bit up to the question mark.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything after that is just shit that's about you.
It
So
depends. Yeah,
see, it's got
actually.
item number 10,050 something or other, and that's probably all that's needed.
yeah.
So if you cut all the rest of that off, it probably will actually work.
Yeah, I can't even like select it, at least not in StreamYard. Maybe I have to go into YouTube.
Yeah, you got to go that from a different tab or something.
By the way, you guys heard about Colbert, right? Stephen Colbert.
Oh yeah.
Corbell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound sus at all, does it?
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely don't want to be insulting your corporate overlord.
Well, how many times has John Oliver done that?
Yeah.
But yeah, his show
Well,
makes a lot of money.
but it's not like HBO was in some kind of like a merger where they needed government
Yeah,
approval. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
that's the
exactly
big
right.
difference, right? I almost feel like, so a couple things. One is that it'd be kind of cool to see Stephen Colbert go and do the Colbert Report again. I'd like to see that kind of like that sarcasm, a version of like the fake MAGA version of Colbert. So that'd be fun. The other is, if this was part of this whole, the Paramount doing this just in order to, get that deal through, why couldn't they just like, say, oh, okay, well, we're bringing him back, you know,
Yeah.
after the merger goes through, I mean.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it will look really obvious, and they're trying to pretend it wasn't obvious.
Well, but they might be okay with it just being. I mean, it'll be fine. They don't care if it's obvious. They did what they needed to do to just get the deal through, and once they've gotten the deal, there might be nothing that stops them from actually just reneging on that. Because especially if that wasn't like part of some kind of like an actual documented settlement. If it was part of a documented settlement, it would actually be pretty cool to see. It would be such an obvious manipulation of the media by the U.S. government.
Yeah.
By the way, I posted that link without, without everything except the question mark. And
That's
FYI, this is what it is. It's 8244.
that's weird because that's not is it not the same link?
It is the same link.
It's the same thing, but you've got a
Oh
different
yeah,
number.
yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
cut off everything after the question mark.
Well, I just picked that off of Book's thing as well. It starts with 100. Anyway,
Oh
but
no, I
yes.
think this is in local currency, so it's
Okay.
yeah, it's in US dollars,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it probably doesn't include tariffs either. So
well, it's 78.69 in Australian dollars.
okay.
Oh, that works.
So
So Oog, I think you're getting ripped off. You could definitely get this at half price, especially if you get the used one.
No, that one's got all the attachments.
so does
why
the
did
Aussie one.
why did the attachments
Oh,
have this like the block symbol?
I
Do
think they're
you really
saying that
want to know?
Oh,
it's
okay.
It's
So it's
something
actually
to
just
do. It's
not
something
rude
to
if they
do
don't
with
show the tip.
Chinese.
oh, I
Yeah,
see. I
yeah.
see.
If you don't show
Okay.
the tip, it's not rude.
Yeah.
The same thing
Yeah.
that they do in Japan about blurring out hair on the
Okay.
genitals.
Oh yeah.
I see. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's to protect the sensibility of little kids that are looking
Keep
at
it
this.
PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and
agreed.
it's portable. That's
Yeah.
Redefine
a big selling
Oh
point.
yeah.
Oh, looks like we have a new visitor.
That redefine
Who's
apologetics.
Oh,
yeah.
he doesn't support what? Oh, maybe he's talking about the Trump. I hope he doesn't
Or
support Trump.
Or the sex machine.
was it the sex machine you don't support?
I think he supports the sex machine.
Who
Wow.
knows?
Who wouldn't?
Exactly.
Like honestly, who wouldn't?
Oh, wait a minute. Like this is like $217.
Yeah,
Why is it?
that's
I think that's a wait. Is that a multiple deal thing? Go back up.
Oh,
It says 190. Okay.
no.
Okay,
well,
that's
this,
It's direct from the wholesaler. So
Oh,
the more you buy, the cheaper it gets.
That might be for 4 of them, is it? Up to 4 by 56 with
Oh,
no.
yeah, if
No,
it's
no, no.
over,
That's
it's more
sorry. Yeah.
than oh, no, if you buy more than 3 or 3 or more, it's 191 each.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Whoever's
so
paying
you do
that is
get a
getting ripped
discount.
off.
If you do get a discount if you want more than one.
I mean,
that's
everyone should have a spare.
yeah, but that looks like they got more toys to play with. Who knows?
I honestly, I built one of those, or helped build one of those, and the rotor mechanism, and once my mate put it together, it was okay. This is scary. You're going to how do you attach the fun bits? And he went, oh, I'll just use gaff tape and a cable tie. Nope, I'm not even going to. No, I'm walking away from that.
Is that for her or for the machine? Or for
Dude,
you? Gavin and
this idea of
That'd
having
be a way to keep Boot quiet.
this
Well,
dildo on a rocking arm, gaff taped and with cable tie. It's sort of okay. You're some submissives like to be hurt, but that's taking the piss. You're going to kill them with that.
yeah, well, I'm not looking forward to the ad suggestions that are gonna pop up now when I'm visiting sites.
Ay, ay, ay.
You can delete it from your search history. That might make it a little bit less weird when you go on. You jump up on YouTube on your TV in your lounge room, and
Yeah.
you get some. This pops up as an ad. Might frighten the kiddies.
If you, it will go away after about a week as long as you don't look at anything more.
Yeah. Well, all you have to say is that Mummy and Daddy are looking at making a sex dungeon, and that should be fine. I can't see anybody going to have a problem with that. The kids should be fine with that.
By the way,
Remind me,
is
did I?
there so Ook, is there some
Yeah,
kind of building code that you have to adhere to when you're building this sex dungeon?
Solid
Is it-
foundations.
yeah. The
Something to
slab's
bolt
got
it
to be
down.
cement, so you can hose it off if things get a bit messy. You also, depending on what sort of whip or flogger you want to use, you've got to make sure you can use it. So the height is important. Showers, because after a particularly bad party, you might.
Wait, so are you just like making up these building codes, or is this all
No, pretty much. No, there's actually there's tips for building a dungeon, and there's quite a few sites, and they go through these things of it's got to be easily clean. You have to have a UV light that you can get rid of all the bits that
Helps
get
you see
plastered
the
to the
spot.
wall.
Yep.
Walk in there and go, "Ooh, this place looks like a."
There was a show on
under-
Netflix.
looks like a paintball.
Yes, Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock.
There was a show on Netflix, How to Build a Sex Room or something, I'm sure.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure How to Build a Sex Room or something. It's like on Netflix beginning of
So
last year.
I dare one of you guys to ask ChatGPT for suggestions on how to buy or how to build a sex
I'm
dungeon.
up for anything.
Go for it, PC. Go for it. Post it up.
Oh, Lord. This is going to be
Is sex
interesting.
room one word or two?
Make it 2. I don't know.
Oh, shit. Okay, the first thing that came up was the next Netflix shows. How to Build a Sex Room. Elaine Rose designs high-end sex rooms. Okay.
Seriously? We're doing this?
Yeah, apparently.
Ooh, she even gets dominatrix if someone's interested in BDSM. She builds the room and gets
Puts the lotion on the
someone
skin.
experience,
Oh, it kind
to
of
show them how to use all the bits and pieces in it.
Did you break
Ah.
ChatGPT?
I think you did.
it stopped
Building a
because it
BDSM
got
dungeon
it got
kit.
embarrassed.
Content removed. Oh, there we
That actually went through.
Ah, here we go. Here we go. Okay.
It can be a complex and personal project that requires careful planning. You don't just like
To live
build
Listen
a
with
well,
sex
Oop.
dungeon just without any planning. Yeah, you have to have a
zoning
project
restrictions.
manager and practical and legal factors. Interesting.
Yeah, you
I hope
probably
you
don't
took
Oh,
the
yeah.
legal factors into consideration, Nuke.
Yes, you actually have to have a really good first aid station. And it's a good idea, if you can afford it, to have a defibrillator.
Of course.
It's also probably not a good idea to do it in a shed that borders onto a school playground.
So you do have to adhere to local building codes, safety regulations, and any legal or zoning restriction. Because I'm in the non-sex dungeon zone.
Yeah,
It's
it's
that
in
thing
the
of,
Independent Planning Act.
if it's a commercial business, you actually have to be in a commercial area.
That's true.
But
But
it's a
if it's
big,
for recreational, it's okay, right?
yeah. If it's just for you and
Dungeon.
your place, 20 of your closest couples,
Sex
yeah.
best friends.
Oh, wait. Did you take into account soundproofing?
Yes, you have to soundproof it.
Okay, perfect. And access. I mean, for access to the dungeon, not for other access.
Yeah. It's that thing of, there's a lot more to it. Good sex and fun sex is a lot harder than most people think.
Well, and
This is
also
one
you
of
have
the
to
best
keep
things
flow and
ChatGPT.
movement into account for the good sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it says there, a St. Andrew's cross can actually take up
Fire extinguishers and the emergency
3
exits.
cubed meters, actually. A Sabian machine. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah.
As opposed to the
Lots of
Sapien
things.
machine. The Sapien
Lighting.
machine is for like if to know stuff, but Sapien
Right.
machine is something different.
Lighting. You got to check that you don't use anything
Wait,
that will
he
show
did
up.
just mention the St.
This
Andrew's
is the
cross.
juicy stuff.
Flogging
Swing.
posts.
Which,
Yeah.
if you're going to have a swing, I guess you've got to have really good quality roof beams.
Oh yeah,
Because
definitely.
you don't want someone falling out of all their
That's
swinging around.
a more advanced feature. It requires
Actually,
professional.
I went to a party where the eye bolts did come out of the ceiling for the swing.
Yeah, that's why you want to call a professional installer.
Yeah, you should always have a professional.
Yeah, make sure it bolts through to the other side.
What was the what's really strange, and I know we're going completely off topic, but I was looking at building. We toyed with the idea of building a commercial type place. It got to the point where, okay, you'd have to do it out in the country, half an hour drive away from the major cities. But the customers, the people, we went looking at other sites that have dungeons or swingers rooms or that sort of stuff, and it's incredibly snobby. At least 3/4 of them said no one over 50.
What? No one over 50?
Yeah.
Don't you mean
and
it shouldn't be under 50?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's that thing of why are you being so pedantic about age and exclusionness? Good God, put my teeth in to say that one. And excluding a huge demographic. But no one wants to look at. Yeah, I can't understand how people in the swinging BDSM world can pass judgment on people because, you know, it's hard to be judgmental when you're
Isn't
in a
it
pink
more of
tutu with
an
a feather out your ass.
is it more of an insecurity thing where, you know, especially if you're older, you don't want some 20-year-old kind of showing you up?
Speak for yourself.
By the way, insurance, did you obtain insurance that covers injuries and
Yeah,
property damage?
that's the big one. Legal, the insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, zoning rules and insurance. So yeah, I did look into it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be good.
especially if you generated so much revenue, it definitely seems like you would have to have that.
The problem with Crystal just reminded me with doing it in my state, the same state as Glargs, Queensland. That sort of stuff gets classed as a brothel. And to get a brothel's license in Queensland is, the last few million.
Wait, so it doesn't seem like it should be a brothel because you're not paying someone to
People
have
aren't
sex.
paying to have sex, but
Right.
they're paying to use your property to have sex. So it's sort of
That's a
yeah.
legal gray area right there.
I mean,
Yeah.
isn't that more of like adult entertainment kind of thing?
You could probably classify it like
I
that, but
don't. Yeah, you could try it. You could push the boundaries, but yeah, I don't think it wasn't worth it. I mean, a brothel. If you're going to pay a couple of $1 million for a brothel license, you may as well start a brothel.
Yeah, exactly.
that's a good point.
But yeah, it's really strange how the swinging community and the BDSM community have suddenly become so set in their ways and judgmental. It really, I will say, it's like Christianity. They're saying, "Oh, you're not a true, you're not in the scene. You don't wear leather. You know, you don't." Fuck that. You ever tried to get into leather if you're an orangutan that's been strategically shaved? Fuck at that. Yeah, it's very strange. But yes, I've looked at opening a place like that.
I know for certain there's people listening to this stream are going to be suffering from severe topic whiplash.
That's usual for us, though.
We cover everything.
Well, I think we've gone further on this one than
Well,
is
yeah,
usual.
I agree with you there, Blarg.
Because we've gone from health discussions to US politics to sex dungeons, and you just go.
You know what? It's
That's
like when I try to invite people to come on or point to this channel as kind of a platform for discussion, this isn't trying to make money. I'm not trying to monetize this. This is just a platform for us to talk. So I
talk
don't
shit.
care what the topic is, as long as it's interesting.
I think we should break it down. Like, if we're gonna have serious conversations, we do it ahead of time, make sure everybody knows. But if we're just gonna do off the cuff shit like this, why not?
I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, like during an hour and a half, we could be pretty wide ranging in what we discuss, and it is pretty wide ranging. All right, so moving off of this, have you guys heard this K-pop Demon Hunters?
No.
Yes, and I had to say, not for me. I could not. I don't mind the occasional animated porn series, but good God, I watched 3 minutes of it and just went, no, can't do it.
I haven't watched it.
Rated PG. Not thinking you're getting too much of that.
Yeah, so I didn't even know it was this type of animation. But I don't know. It seems kind of interesting. But you didn't like it.
No.
Okay.
Freaky.
Good lord.
It may be kind of a cultural thing. So, well, I'll have a watch. You guys have a watch, and maybe if it's interesting, we can talk about it tomorrow. And Ook, you can give us more specifics on what turned
What
you
does
off
that say?
Size and thrust rate.
Fit check
for
for
my
my
napalm era.
napalm era. What the fuck?
What the?
I don't know. Fit check for it. It might be some kind of like
Just bad translation or something? Or,
I don't know. Actually, let me unmute this. So, I don't even know if it's in Korean.
Came at a bad time.
Okay.
Cross the line. You wanna get wild? Okay, I'll show you wild.
Yes, we have in English.
But I'm not trying, get into a level. Cause my die, never the time, trying to start a battle. Bleeding isn't in my blood. There's a good that I beating you is what I do, yeah. Body, and naughty, sorry. And when you pull up, I pull up a little late to the party.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
So I don't know if it's
I feel
original.
violated.
Oh yeah, English is original. Yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So anyway, yeah, someone
All right, I'll try and
recommended it
watch
to
it.
me.
I'll try and watch it.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, there's plenty of stuff on Netflix that's pretty interesting. But yeah, someone suggested it to me, and the premise I thought was kind of interesting. But we'll see. All right. Well, that's all I had for today. And the guy that I had invited didn't show up.
Might be for the best tonight.
Which is fine. And I still haven't reached out to what's his name, the guy that you had suggested bringing over.
Yeah. There's also the fellow who was on there, Apex, whatever his name was. He was the guy with the Hindu-based religion. So it's like a side branch of Hinduism. Is his religion, but he seemed pretty keen to come and have a conversation as well.
Yeah, I do want to go back to more of the kind of the theism, atheism, religion discussion. So I'll try my best to go over to that topic, just so that we don't have to talk about BDSM sex dungeons for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll stop derailing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely interesting. So people are missing out by not listening to our discussions.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, the funny thing is, any of the trolls, they only have to watch this and they could go absolutely bananas.
Especially with that one that was giving us hell on the last video.
Well, I hope he's watching this, and I hope he posts some more comments where he's crying.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy seeing
to
those.
complain.
And I'd like to know whether he's at the bottom.
All right. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to move over to that. Oh, we did forget to do that. What you had suggested last week, Ook. Your
do it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, because I didn't do a research.
I'll try to send out a reminder midweek so that people can prepare.
Yeah.
Sweet as
Please
mate.
do.
All right.
Please do, because I'll forget.
All right, sounds good. Okay, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Adios.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for everyone in the comment section as well.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
putting up with our bullshit tonight.
I think they ran away, especially Redefine Apologetics.
Redefine Apologetics. Yeah, I
and
jumped
Craig
over
may have
to-
fallen asleep, but thank you, guys.
I jumped over to Redefine Apologetics thing and just pop a little question into one of his videos, asking if he enjoyed his visit.
Yeah, we still don't know what he doesn't support.
I think he referred to Tuna Man.
A lot of people don't support Tuna Man, so
That's true.
that's fair.
All right. See you guys there. Talk to you
Bye,
later.
Well,
guys.
Bye.